As promised, up next is Mr. Green. What did I mean when I said he had green fingers? Well, let's take a look at their profile and then we'll be right back. When you walk around Labadi Beach, do you ever think about how the green grass is so neat and how everything is organized in this beautiful greenery? Or, as a matter of fact, when you walk anywhere? Well, today I take you to Mr. Green, a landscaping company that has managed to successfully create a business out of landscaping. What is landscaping? Well, I'm going to take you to them to let you find out for yourself from the CEO of Mr. Green.
Mr. Green is a horticulture company, a garden company in Ghana that has been in existence for about 4 years. We do a lot of landscaping for banks, hotels, residential properties, commercial buildings. We do a lot of landscaping all around Accra and beyond. We do garden design. That's the first step. And then garden construction, implementing the drawing or the designs that we have, as you can see all around. So garden, implementing the garden planting. We do lawn care, and then we do tree care. We move large trees.
When a client comes to us for a job, what we ask the client is what he wants to be done there. The kind of plants the person wants, if the person has knowledge about that. If the person doesn't have the knowledge of the plants, we suggest which plants should be here and which plants shouldn't be here. Then after that, we sit down together as a team. We do the landscape design. We have a design, it's called landscape architecture. We look at the area, we do the design and let you know which parts of the landscape for those plants to be planted. Then after we've done the design, we bring the design to you, whether you will like the design, and we put the design and the specific plants with their names and their botanical names on them. So when we show it to you and you will like them, then we go ahead and do the planting.
We are the workers of Mr. Green. Behold!
You know, one of the challenges that we face in gardening or in landscaping in Accra or in Ghana is that most people don't really understand landscaping. Sometimes we have to educate our clients, tell them why they need to plant this tree here, why they need to have this here, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult for people to understand why they are paying for a tree. Sometimes people don't understand why they need to design before they implement, and they just put any tree anywhere, and at the end of the day, the trees will only crack your pavement or it will begin to affect the building, and they'll get to know that they've really made a wrong choice. So one of the challenges that we face is that people want to have some ordinary guys come plant any kind of tree for them, but we are professionals, so when we come in, we have to educate them, let them understand, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult in the process, telling them why they should have this to make, get professionals to do their landscaping for them. And I believe that's one of the problems that new real estate companies are facing. Some people have nice buildings, but they don't have professional landscape designs and gardens. So because of that, their buildings are not able to sell faster.
Yeah, garden juma mom to 4 years ni no me ya juma che to sia me usu sia juma no ya gusu ya kwasu ya fine ma nyina ti ya juma no ya som ni yi ya pese ya da pese ya more contract na ya juma no ya more workers na ya ska.
I took over the landscaping company of my late dad in 2007, and when I took over, I faced a lot of challenges. I remember as a young man, I got a contract to landscape Dr. Kofi Annan's property. And when I got to the gate, the securities were like, "Are you sure you are at the right place? How come you are working with this man?" "No, you are the wrong place." I told them, "This is the right place. This is the place I'm supposed to be. And in fact, I have an appointment with Dr. Kofi Annan now. And they finally spoke to him and he came and he welcomed me and they were like, really? So they even got so surprised that a young boy at this age will be landscaping Dr. Kofi Annan's property. Initially, I understood where they were coming from because, you know, they were looking at the age. They were looking at my age and how young I was, and probably some of the people who come to see Dr. Kofi Annan. But you know, when I finally broke through and I met him, I felt like, wow, I've made it, and I'm also important. But those challenges are what have built me to where I am today. And I believe every young man who is out there can make it irrespective of whatever you're going through. So my advice to young people is that whatever you're doing, if you are faithful and diligent, you can make it, irrespective of what pressure or challenges you go through. Be bold.
And I tell you, this Mr. Green man, when I saw him and I saw the amount of places he has touched and the amazing, I mean, you saw it yourself, simply phenomenal. He's going to be rich. Can you see it as much as I can? Well, he's sitting here with me right now. Charles and Daniel, thank you so much for joining us. Charles is the CEO and Daniel is the general manager of Mr. Green. So how do you feel, first of all? I mean, the whole idea of starting a landscaping company, how did you come up with it?
Our company, we didn't start our company. My late dad, Mr. J.T. Kwa, began the company. This company has been in this country for more than 25 years. So he managed the company until 2007 when he passed away. And so I took over the management of the company 2007, and that's how we have the business in the country. Yeah.
Now, since you started working with Mr. Green, what have you seen about this company that makes you know you want to continue working with Mr. Green for as long as possible?
Well, starting working with Mr. Green, what I can see a bright future looking at landscape industry in Ghana and even in Africa, since we don't have so much landscaping enterprises in our country. So we're looking at the future, and I know the future is bright for the landscape industry for Ghana and Africa and beyond.
Yeah. Now, Charles, when your father passed away, and what made you decide, or was it just the next in line that you were going to take over? How did that whole procedure happen for you to take over Mr. Green?
When my dad when he passed away, I had worked with him for 1 year. I officially worked with him for 1 year, and landscaping was something I used to do in the house with him. But I officially took work with him for 1 year, and then when he passed away, I thought, well, if he's no more, I can run the business. And
was that easy with family?
It wasn't quite easy. It wasn't easy because they were thinking, you're a young man, you can't make it.
How old were you at that point?
I was 21 years. Yeah.
So what were they thinking?
That's what we were thinking. Well, are you sure you can manage it? Are you sure you can manage a whole team, and can you manage a project and all that? And I said, yes, I can. And trust me, it was a little bit of confusing because they didn't believe I was going to be able to manage it.
Yeah.
But after 6 months, everything was cool.
But did you, at that point, were you still in school, or?
At that point, I was just about to go to university. So
how did that interfere with your plans?
So it means that I had to become an evening student. You know, work during the daytime, and then in the evening I had my lectures. So it wasn't easy. I mean, working and schooling.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Now, as a general manager now, so what do you, tell me about some of the clients that you've dealt with.
Okay, we've dealt with so many clients. Currently, we're working with Labadi Beach Hotel. We managing maintaining their lawns and all the greens and all the pot plants in Labadi Beach. We work with Brogana Limited. We work with our clients are so many. Sometimes we can get with Takesec, Taylor Woodrow, and many others.
Yeah.
And many others.
And what exactly do? You mean when you say you've worked with them? What does the scope of your work entail?
Our scope of work entails, number one, it entails the landscape architecture. Landscape architecture is different from the normal landscape. Landscape architecture, we have a landscape architect who goes, surveys the place, and brings out the plan and puts the very necessary trees and shrubs that need to be put on the landscape. Then after the architecture, then we come into the main ground stage where the plans are being put in place. So sometimes most of the clients, they get their landscape architects who do the drawings. Then maybe we come in and put in the plants and all the green. But sometimes also they give us that, then we do the landscape architecture throughout and put it. And after that, we take at least 6 to 1 year maintenance, which is renewable and is based on the client.
Wow. Now, I had a chance to actually interview one of their clients at Labadi Beach, and well, let's take a look at that and come back to this interview.
I have known the CEO of Mr. Green for over 5.5 years, and he's been responsible for taking care of the gardens at the Labadi Beach Hotel for that period. In fact, he's been with the hotel for a little longer than that. That's when his father was managing the company. And we've stuck with Mr. Green in terms of continuity. Mr. Green has, as I say, taken care of the hotel, and with the innovations in the hotel in terms of watering, with recycled water, he's been part of that. And I must say that Charles Qua has been very responsive in terms of the requirements of the hotel. So if I was to recommend Mr. Green, I'd say in terms of responsiveness, in terms of application, and in terms of commitment, I would rate them as first class.
So I see that your clients are actually happy with what you're doing. What are some of the challenges you face working with such big hotels, being, young people as you are?
Well, sometimes maybe you have a big job. Some people walk into our office and they've heard the name, they've been to our website, and they enter the office and they look, two young guys, they look at that, they're like, are you sure you are Mr. Green? And are you sure you can do the work? Then when we give them our portfolio, after going through the portfolio, they are like, wow, I think you are the right guys for the job. So sometimes people undermine you just by your age. They think maybe you can do that. But I actually studied agriculture in school, and in the final year we do landscaping. You major in landscaping the final year. Yeah. So sometimes some of these challenges come in, and sometimes also when you go to a client, we have different kinds of clients. We have, number one, we have the do-it-yourself client. Okay. The do-it-yourself client doesn't really know much about landscape, but he wants to know, where do they sell this plant? Where is royal palm sold? I want some royal palms here. He wants to go and buy it by himself, do it by himself, and he just asks you that, and he does that, and the whole place is messy. Yeah. And we have the passive client. The passive client is a client that also doesn't know so much about trees, shrubs, and the landscape, but would like to get involved in the planting, in everything, and will tell you want to put the plant here. He said, no, put it here. But you know that where the plant is going is going to cause trouble. But
like it's going to crack
it's going to crack the pavement blocks. It's going to lift them up and all that.
Do you know one thing I remember us talking about? Yeah. You were telling me about the prices of some of these plants. Can you just tell the viewers exactly how much is, let's say, a really tall palm tree?
Very tall palm tree.
Yes.
It depends.
Like the kind you have at the Ambassador Hotel.
Well, okay, for that one, we didn't plant them young. We have to move them. We move them big, the big palms, we move them big with the ball. So with transportation, we have a crane that will come and take it and transport them. So it actually costs a lot.
A lot. Give me just one price of one palm tree.
Not so much.
Charles, come on. Give me. Well, if I want to get a palm tree right here in the center, how much?
Right here.
Yes.
It depends on the height.
Okay, just give me one.
It depends on
the location.
Give me a price for one. Is it 1,000 roughly?
Okay, we've got different kinds of palms. We've got from 100, 200, 300, 400, 500.
Give me just one of them.
Just one of them.
Yes.
Okay, if you want about 12 feet long palm. 12 feet long palm, it will cost you about 800. It depends on the location too. It depends on the location.
We're going to transport
Which
them.
can die. Plants that can die can cost. So when you're walking past a palm tree, do know that that palm tree could cost 800 Ghana cedis. And in most places, it's about 4 or 5 palm trees, and you just walk past it and you're like, oh, you know. And that's how much it can cost you.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell me about the future of Mr. Green. Where do you plan on taking this company?
We're looking into beginning a mobile service, so we are planning of getting some more trucks and then more equipment where we can go and come into your residence and then get your place maintained. We'll maintain your lawns. We'll clean the place up and do everything for you on a very quick base. So we cut down prices.
Yeah. So it's about cutting down the cost for people to come on and landscaping. I mean, it's something that I think a lot of people think about, may not put as much thought into it, but if they see what people can do, and not everyone has green fingers, right? And you guys do. So that's it. You've heard it from Mr. Green, landscaping company. What's your website? How can people get in touch with you?
www.mrgreengh.com.
www.mrgreengh.com. You can go and then find out more about what Mr. Green's been doing and how they can maybe one day plant your house for you or a hotel or an office. They're great. All right, let's take a break. But coming up next is Mr. Kwame Kessie from the diaspora.
Hi, I'm Kwame Kessie. I just finished my law degree in Aberdeen, Scotland. I've been there for 2 years. I'm now mastering in petroleum taxation and finance. Before that, I was in Canada. You guys know this. I've been abroad, you've been abroad. Living abroad is tough. We face racism. Getting a job in this hard and dire economic crunch, it's almost impossible. It makes more sense to come back home, sow your seeds. In 10 years, we'll make a lot of money. There's a lot of natural and mineral resources in Ghana. Don't waste your time abroad. Rush back home. Together, everyone achieves more. Team, you're not alone. Be bold. Make that step and move back home. Keep watching. Be bold. Peace.